Maybelline have just launched a new BB cream. Let's see what it's all about. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Carmel and in today's video we are testing and reviewing the new Maybelline Fit Me BB Nude. This product only cost me €5. It was the cheapest Maybelline product that I think I've ever purchased. So I have been testing this out and I definitely have a few thoughts on it. So if you are interested in hearing what those are, then please do keep on watching. This has been one of those really strange Maybelline launches where it's not been launched globally. So at the moment, and I don't know whether this is going to be for good, whether it's going to be released globally, but at the moment this is a Europe and India exclusive. And I find it really confusing because I've seen Maybelline promoting this product using American influencers. That is really confusing to me. If you are going to use American influencers, then sell it in America. What are you doing? It's so confusing. Anyway, this is available in Europe, but in very few places. I haven't seen this in the stores yet. So as I said, this is a BB cream. If you don't know what a BB cream is, because honestly, they don't really release a lot of BB creams these days. I think we just go for skin tints, but these are very, very similar. So I think BB stands for something like blemish balm or beauty balm. It's supposed to be ideal for people who like lighter coverage. So it's going to give you some coverage, but it's more like a tinted moisturizer, a skin tint. This contains an SPF of 50. So this BB cream costs around €5, and for that you get 30 ml of product. It provides a natural and radiant coverage to the skin. Its composition is based on 90% skincare ingredients for skincare and rejuvenation. It provides 24 hours of hydration and improves skin quality over time with systematic daily use. There is really minimal information out there, but when I popped the ingredients into Inside Coda, it says that there is niacinamide in there and that it is alcohol-free, fragrance and essential oil-free. Depending on which website you go on, it depends on how many shades you are going to be offered. On the website that I was on, there were only 4 or 5 shades available, and I actually picked up 2 because there were no shade descriptions. No shade descriptions. So this is the only picture that I could find of all of the shades online, and I think there's only 8 in total. I have no idea in what world we are only providing 8 shades. 1 dark, and it doesn't even look dark, and 1 really light, and yeah, it just... Seriously, what are they doing here? And I could not find those shades online. As I said, when I was choosing, there were 4 shades available. That's it. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Didn't know what I was doing in relation to the shades at all. I just literally went, this one, on one half of the face, and I'm going to start off by applying it with my fingers because I've had the best kind of application like that. So I'm going to stick with 40. For reference, I have dry skin. I've got nothing else on my face at the moment, only moisturizer, no primer. We'll just go in and apply it to one side first. And you see how thick that is? It feels really thick because of that SPF in there. But despite the fact that it's thick, it's not giving tons of coverage. So when I first applied this, it immediately reminded me of the new e.l.f. So it really reminds me of this, the e.l.f. skin tint, but it doesn't have as much coverage as the skin tint. This is probably too light for me, but we make it work. It's okay when it's blended out. I cannot smell SPF at all. I can't smell anything. Maybe a tiny little bit of fragrance from the SPF, but I mean, it's minimal compared to this. You can really smell it with this. I can anyway. Okay, so that's just one side done. And I think as you can still see my skin. Although it feels thick when you start to blend it out, it's definitely a lighter coverage foundation, and it's actually a lovely amount of coverage. I have some rosacea marks here that it's covered. It's not quite covered fully, obviously my hyperpigmentation, but it's definitely masked some of those areas for sure. It's a really, really nice amount of coverage actually. I really like it. So just as I'm putting the rest of this on, I just want to talk to you about, as I always do when it comes to a product like this, the SPF in here. So I think most of us know by this stage that just this one light layer that I'm popping on now is not enough SPF to give me a full level of protection. I would need, it's supposed to be something like 1/4 teaspoon to use on your face and neck. Now, I am not applying enough, and I will not apply enough of this to get my protection because it's just too much. I will only apply 1/4 teaspoon of an actual SPF with no tint in there, with no coverage. If you are buying this for the SPF qualities, if you want this to be a standalone SPF, you need to apply at least 2 fingers worth. Just keep that in mind as you're going forward. I do question whether I can see a bit of a white cast. I don't know whether it's because the shade isn't dark enough for me. I think it is too light. I don't know what you think, but yeah, it looks absolutely fine. And obviously I'm going to show you daylight footage. So let me just show you a quick before and after of this. Just going to throw on a little bit of makeup and then we'll come back and talk about it. I went and did my makeup and I let it sit for an hour because I feel like when you let your makeup sit, it just gives you a little bit more of an indication of how it really looks and how it's going to perform. When I test complexion products like this, I never usually powder my face. I have dry skin, so I don't really need to. I usually just focus on my under eyes. However, today I did powder my T-zone. I think that it might be necessary to use a little bit of powder with this product. It's not that it's overly dewy, it just remains a little bit tacky on the skin. And it's not an excessive tackiness. I mean, I've had a lot worse, but I feel like you might need to just dust a little bit of powder over the areas where you get a little bit shiny, because I feel like that gives you the best wear with this complexion product. I think this is really good value for money. So €5, what can you even get for €5 at the drugstore these days? And especially Maybelline. If you are just somebody who wants really light, easy everyday coverage where you can still see your skin, so you can still see my skin and it's not covered, you know, my hyperpigmentation. It's really lightweight natural coverage, and if that's your cup of tea, then you'll really like this. I have worn it with powder and without powder, and I definitely prefer it with powder, which is pretty unusual for me. I'm usually a bit adverse to powder, but by just powdering the T-zone, you're going to get a lot more longevity out of it. I love the fact that it's alcohol-free, fragrance-free, it's essential oil-free, and I like that it's lightweight. I like that it has fulfilled the claims, because there are a lot of products like this flying around that don't really fulfill the claims that they are making, but this just gives you everything that it says it's going to. So a natural radiant complexion, it's going to give you a little bit of a dewy finish, but it's going to look like your skin, but just a little bit more evened out. So now the negatives, and I don't know whether there are probably more negatives than positives, not because of the actual finish of the product. I think the main thing that really annoys me is the shade range. I mean, there were 4 to choose from when I was choosing. In this day and age, we need more than 4 or 5 shades. It's like it's been released half-heartedly. So yeah, we'll release a few shades and not going to bother with shade descriptions. Just take a stab in the dark. I'm not sure that this is suitable for all skin types. I think if you had really oily skin, I guess it's a little bit like just putting an SPF on. People with drier skin will appreciate this a little bit more. But I do think if you've got combo or leaning a little bit oily, I think powdering this will really help. So although it's got great wear in this and I can wear this comfortably all day and it will last, I do find that if I apply a little bit too much, then I will get a little bit of settling, especially around here in my smile lines. I don't think it looks perfect on the skin. I think it looks nice. But again, I'm not really the type of person that goes for minimal coverage. If you are, you'll like it. For someone like me, I need just a little bit more. If it had a pump, I would appreciate it more. For me, I have to like squeeze it out. That just adds to my routine. I am fairly lazy when it comes to products, so this just takes up a little bit more time. I think if it had been a pump, I would get on board with it a little bit more. There are two similar products on the market that I've reviewed recently, the e.l.f. Skin Tint and the Merit Uniform. One is a skin tint and one is a tinted sunscreen. They're very, very similar. I would say this reminds me very much of the e.l.f. Skin Tint, but it doesn't have the level of coverage that the e.l.f. does. So I can't believe I'm saying this about a Maybelline product, but this Maybelline product is a dupe for the e.l.f. Skin Tint. I know, e.l.f. are being duped. Who'd have thought it? But this is €20 and this is €5. So really, there is no contest. I 100% prefer the Maybelline over the e.l.f. Definitely. I just didn't love this. It didn't look the best on me. I definitely prefer this. I mean, it's still not my favorite, but I like it a lot better than this. It gives quite a similar level of coverage to the Merit Uniform actually. So yeah, if you want a more affordable option, that is definitely the one to go for. You cannot complain at the price of this. In conclusion, yes, I do think it's definitely worth the money, but can we get some more shades and can we roll it out everywhere, please? Because this is just weird. It's just really, really strange how they've done this. So yeah, I do recommend it. If you can get your hands on it, I think it's worth a go for sure. It's a really nice product. And yeah, €5, definitely worth that for sure. Do let me know if you are planning on picking this up and if it's available where you live. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I so appreciate being here with me. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the next video. But until then, take care and bye for now.